Welcome back everybody, and we've come to the end of Season 3 of Star Wars Rebels with the double episode titled 0 Hour. Last week I made a big fuss about where were the hundreds upon hundreds of hours invested by Disney in the Kenobi Maul rematch, which ended with Maul putting out Kenobi's campfire and Kenobi samurai showdowning him to death with a QuickTime event. And the answer is here. The hundreds upon hundreds of hours were invested in the season finale. So I'd like to start off with the animation, which looked fantastic for Rebels and seemed not too far off an animated standalone movie. From the ships to the explosions, smoke effects, Bendu stormbending, it was all top notch this week. Now, like me, you might have been wondering, when the hell is Thrawn going to spring his trap? I mean, he's let them get away at least 4 times if my memory serves me correctly. Well, the payoff is now. As far as he's concerned, the time is ripe to finally make a move and launch his attack. And he starts off by flushing out Agent Kallus as Fulcrum and taking him into custody, bringing him along to watch his precious rebels be destroyed as he blocks the rebel fleet that's gathered above Atollon and uses 2 interdictor cruisers to prevent rebel ships from jumping away into hyperspace. Knowing the Emperor has sent him in to take out these rebels and taken into account that he's a brilliant military strategist, how much of a lasting impact will his much awaited attack on the Ghost crew and the newly formed Rebel Alliance have? Well, not too much. No one from the main cast dies, even though Commander Sato does sacrifice himself to destroy one of the interdictor cruisers, allowing for Ezra to jump to hyperspace in search for some much needed reinforcements. As far as Thrawn is concerned, he did everything correctly. He put all the right pieces on the board, so his status as an unparalleled tactician should remain. His eventual failure is caused by his underlings. Admiral Konstantin disobeys direct orders and breaks ranks, getting himself killed and allowing Ezra to escape, and Governor Price's orders to throw Kallus out of an airlock only leads to him escaping. And of course there's Bendu. Just as Thrawn has the rebels in his hands, Bendu appears with his stormbending and threatens everybody to leave his planet, obviously upset that these 2 factions are laying waste to his home turf.
Kanan Jarrus, Jedi Knight.
This is your friend?
Might have made him angry.
Yeah.
Now the case can be made that Thrawn should have had more competent underlings, but due to the bureaucratic nature of the Empire, maybe he had no say in who would serve under him and he made the best out of what he had. As for Bendu's interference, that's something he could not have foreseen and factored into his plans. And of course, there's this cryptic warning from Bendu at the end.
What manner of creature are you?
One beyond your power to destroy.
It would not seem so.
You cannot see. But I can.
What do you see?
I see your defeat, like many arms surrounding you in a cold embrace.
Which seems to greatly disturb Thrawn. It seems the future does not bode well for the Grand Admiral. Does this imply he might get exiled to the unknown regions, only to return in episode 8 or 9? Maybe. Either that or he's going to get killed by his own. Now let's look at Ezra and his mission to find reinforcements. Mon Mothma unfortunately cannot send aid, as that would be exactly what Thrawn would want them to do. Ezra is then forced to go to Mandalore to plead with Clan Wren for support, and it looks like this was the main reason they left Sabine on Mandalore from a plot point, so that House Wren could come into play here. So in the end, not much of consequence occurred, which is kind of a letdown. The rebels did lose their base, but now they are heading for Yavin 4, which ties in with later events, and Thrawn's trap ultimately failed, which could lead to the Emperor's wrath. You don't want to disappoint that guy. The rebels owe Clan Wren a favor now, so that might come into play in Season 4 as House Wren battles with Clan Saxon for supremacy over Mandalore. But everybody came out of the finale pretty much unscathed. My favorite scenes were Bendu's stormbending, and we finally got to see a planetary bombardment by the Star Destroyers. I give this episode an 8. It was great. Thanks for watching everybody and supporting the channel. Leave your thoughts about the episode in the comments section, and don't forget to like, share and all that good stuff. Until next time, see yous.